how are you doing? I hope you have a fantastic afternoon. So, I think I'm on live. Hello, everyone. Just confirming that I am my connections and my life is going well. Hello, everybody. So, welcome to another episode of our weekly live tutorial. So, my name is Catherine Chong and I'm your fertility dietitian based in Brisbane, Australia. Whether you are starting to plan for a family, currently trying to conceive, or have been struggling to get pregnant, my job is to help you to give you simple, actionable, step by step nutrition strategies to help you to get your diet right so you are one step closer to your pregnancy dream. And welcome to our weekly tutorial here. Today we are going to chat about something rather a little serious, but I think that it's such an important women's health topics that we don't usually have chance to chat about or even just openly discuss even with your healthcare professionals. So but I think today I want to just exclusively make this episode especially to talk about with you what are some of the nutrition steps you can take to help you to recover from a miscarriage. Now, just before I jump online today, and I was doing some preparation for the show's notes, and it really surprised me, and it's so hard to believe that in Australia, up to about 1 in 4 pregnancy, unfortunately, end in miscarriage, and more than about 100,000 of Australian family actually impacted by miscarriage some point in their along with their fertility journey each year. So look, the number is shocking. Like I say that I know that just in my practice it's a common thing that many women are going through, even just around my friends and family. But again, it's not common for us to openly talk about it, and for many even many countries it still remains as a silent trauma that women need to go through a lot by themselves, and it's still a taboo, in fact, in many culture and around the world. It's often and it's not a topic that we want to just tell someone, and again, in my experience working with like fertility clients like you, many do experience a lot of emotions, and not to mention that physical fatigue as well, and you probably, if you just someone just had a miscarriage, you might also had a little trouble with sleeping, loss of appetite, and just generally feeling sad about it, which is totally normal and understandable. And that's why today I really want to do this episode to sort of discuss with you what are the steps in terms of nutritionally, how can you properly look after yourself, which I think that it's incredibly important, especially the first 4 to about 6 weeks. That's where you want to really be a little bit careful and make sure you have plenty of rest and look after yourself, your body, and your feeling. Now, before we get started with today the topics, and I just want to share with you some experience that with my own practice. So I mainly work around with many clients who are of course who struggle to get pregnant, or who have been through IVF treatments for multiple cycles. So it's a common kind of struggle that working with my clients and couple as well, where most of them at least would have tried at least like 3 IVF cycles before they successfully get pregnant, or some even tried for 5 or even more than 10 cycles. And I know that, there's just so much shame and you knowing that, especially that 2 weeks kind of waiting periods, it kind of like, definitely there is a strong sense of guilt when you find out that, all right, this is not the way that we're hoping for. And I just want you to really be kind to yourself and stop the blaming cycle, because it's so easy to get into that cycle. Of course, there's no word that I can describe the pain or the loss that each of you are going through right now. I suppose that some of you might also experience the pregnancy loss later to stages of your pregnancy as well. So like I say, today I just really want to focus the energy really guiding you in terms of nutritionally the right step and path that's supporting you through this phase. The other thing is also I want you to really give your time for your body to heal, so physically, emotionally, before we planning for the next round of your pregnancy treatment plan, so when you start to actively trying again, right? So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the four tips that you can take to help you to heal your body properly. All right, let's get started. So the first up is what you need is definitely in the first kind of 3 to 4 weeks, you want to replenish your body with iron-rich and vitamin C food. Why do you need that? Because you will experience vaginal bleeding, usually continues for about 7 to 21 days post miscarriage, and this should be gradually becomes lighter, right, depending on the flow of the bleeding. So some of you may have heavy flow, or if you already have some degree of iron deficiency, you are going to feel more tired, more lack of energy. So the first step for you is you just really want to maximize that iron-rich food and also vitamin C, and here's why. So basically, like I say, is we want to increase your blood iron level to help to transport that oxygen around your body and also to replenish your blood. So what are the best foods to help you to do that? The best source is actually still the red meat. It is known as the best well-absorbed form of iron by your body. So generally speaking, the redder, the richer the color of it, the highest the iron source is in that meat. So for example, like beef or lamb, they will be the richest form of iron. Now, interestingly, there's also another food that is incredibly very high in iron, which is liver. Now, I know that not a lot of you would enjoy eating liver, but certainly depends on the culture. Certain culture will still promote and include liver into their diet. So I would recommend, if you are someone, say for example, can accept say red meat, it will be good to have say about a typical serving about 100 to 150 grams 3 to 4 times a week. That will be ideal. Or if you can accept eating some liver, certainly just a small amount, I would say once or twice a month, right? That could also help to maximize your iron intake to help you to replenish your blood level, especially in the first 4 weeks following miscarriage. And also how you can do that, if you find it a little bit more meaty, I generally suggest my client, you could just cut them into smaller pieces. You can add into like a vegetable stir fry, so that can kind of, it's a good meals, like good meal suggestion that you can add into as part of your diet, or even you can make into a stew as well. So that's something that you can consider. Now, you might also be asking, okay, Katrin, what happens if I'm a vegetarian or vegan and I don't eat any form of meat? Now, the good news is if you are currently a vegan or you are follow a vegetarian diets that you don't include any red meat at all, you can obtain the plant-based irons from a lot of grains, fruit, vegetables, beans, legumes, nuts, or even like eggs as well, for example. But the only thing is it's not the well absorbed form of iron that your body prefers, so your body actually needs more than like 10 times to absorb that iron. So meaning that you do need the help with vitamin C food to help to enhance that absorption. So that's why we always suggest, or you may heard about, is to adding say a glass of fruit juice, or some tomato or capsicum. They are rich in vitamin C as part of your meal, so that can actually help to absorb that iron in your body. And I guess that in regards to this iron as well, it will be good as well, if you already know that prior to that you do experience any iron deficiency. It will be also good to just get the doctors to repeat your blood test, in particularly the iron level, just to make sure that your iron is within that normal level. All right, let's moving on to tips number 2, what you can do to help to replenish your body, to recover your body after a miscarriage. So tip number 2 today is I want you to focus on food that can repair your body muscle tissue and also to help to shrink your uterus. Now, again, depending on how far along you were in terms of your pregnancy, your body will start to working its way to repairing a muscle tissue to also help to shrink the uterus back into the pre-pregnancy state. So if you just imagine that there's just a huge hormonal shift going through in your body, same as the energy demands for your body to do that. So one of the things that the best way, again, it's probably for you to think about is how you can include more protein rich food in your daily eating routine. I would recommend is if you do enjoy any animal, say protein food like say beef, pork or chickens, it will be good to at the initial say the 3 to 4 weeks is to include them more often in your diets, and in particular you can cook them together with the bone in some sort of broth or stew, because that kind of help to maximize that protein absorptions, but also the collagen as well, which is essential for muscle repair, especially for your uterus health as well. So that's something for you to think about. Again, if you're not a fan of animals, meat products, that's where it will be good to again talk to your dietitians or even myself to help you to assess how you're doing in terms of protein, and if there's any other alternative alternative food that we can help you to boost that protein productions for you. All right, let's moving on to tips number 3. So don't forget you do need carbohydrate or carbs. After again that miscarriage, the initial about 30 days. So the rule is, number 1 rule is I don't want you to exclude all the carbs, right? So it's preferably in your diet you still want to include some sort of healthy grains as your main source of carbs, like for example your brown rice, quinoa, or like a whole wheat pasta, compared to like a really processed food, like to give you an example, like a lot of biscuits or sweet chocolates, so things like that, because you wanna fill up your body with the right type of food to supply you the energy to get through the day, right? And I know that it's hard to do so because food and appetite might change, because a lot of women, like say for example in my experience, is client often would lose their appetite, and it's like I say, it's perfectly normal going through this phase. So if you are someone who felt like, oh, I just don't really have the mood to eat that much of food. So I would suggest it's best to kind of break your meals. Think about small and frequent meal, like easy snack that you can carry around, but still including some of the carbs food, like that could be like small amount of rice at main meals, or like I said, quinoa or pasta, or even like a snacks, like could be like a oats or whole grain bread, right? Or whole grain crackers with cheese as your snack. So you are still filling up your body with the essential food by not deprive too much of the energy level. All right, now let's moving on to tips number 4 for you today, to help you to recover your body properly post miscarriage is please continue to enjoy eating oily fish, or if you have been on the omega-3 supplement, that is certainly one supplement that I want you to still continue taking it. The reason why is because there is a growing bodies of evidence indicated that omega-3 actually can help to lift up your mood, right? I highlighted before, miscarriage are a hard one, right? Hard one for someone to go through that stage, and are always emotionally harder to cope with. So you want to focus on by having more food that can help you to boost that feel-good hormones productions to improve your mood. So in general, one of the particular food that we are looking at is actually omega-rich food. And where do you get omega-3 from? Is actually from the fatty fish like the salmon, tuna, or mackerel. But also interesting enough, this food also contains a very high level of vitamin B12, which also helps your brain to produce that chemical to improve your mood, okay? So like I say, one of the things is, so if you just join today. So for example, in terms of your protein, right, you want to make sure that you do have some nights that you include some red meat, and then you do include some stew, for example, chicken stew, or could be like a pork stew, for example. They still include some bones in there. And then thirdly is you want to have some night for sure is to have fish, and I'll recommend to include the fatty fish at least about 2 to 3 times a week to boost that omega-3 for you. Now if you are not someone used to eating fish, or just totally dislike eating fish, for example, of course omega-3 supplement will be the way to go. And if you are vegan, for example, and prefer not to have any fish oil supplement, then you might need it's the algae based type of supplement. Again, if you are confused right now, just don't know which brand to buy, you can reach out to me. You can DM me after today tutorial, and I'm very happy to help you to kind of sort things out or break things down even further. Alright, then my last tip, in fact that was actually my last tip that I want to share with you today. So with that, I just want to remind you again, you are doing absolutely the best you can, and try not to be too hard on yourself. So let's just recap what we have gone through today. So basically, if you have just experienced miscarriage, or if you know someone who recently had a miscarriage, there are 4 things in terms of nutritionally that I want you to focus on to help you to recover your body properly, to also help you to prepare for the next pregnancy. So these 4 things are, first of all, I want you to include more iron-rich food in your diet, and secondly is to make sure that you are including protein-rich and collagen-rich food in your diet. And number 3, don't forget all these healthy carbs for your essential energy. And lastly is the omega-3 from the fatty fish that help you to lift up your mood. So these are the 4 things that I just want you to focus on. And remember, you don't have to implement everything at one go. Just choose one thing to focus on each week, and slowly implement everything that we have talked about today, right? And remember, if you need more support and help, there's always a range of professional services that's available for you to support you through this stage. So please reach out to your doctors or even your fertility nurse and counselor to ask for that further support and help. All right then, my friend, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to press subscribe if you do find today's episode useful, or if you know someone who will benefit from today's episode, feel free to share with them as well, and leave a comment down below and let me know what else you would think I can help you with. As you know, I'm here every Tuesday, same time, same place, to share with you some practical ideas and tips that can support you through the fertility journey. All right then, thank you so much, and I will see you next week, same time and same place. Bye for now, everyone.